Let's get it. Let's go. Couple minutes. Let's go, baby. Couple more beats and then we ready to go, baby. Wait, when's 808 Day? Oh man, Russian Cream Beats said, play your beginner beats. Oh man, you put me on the spot. Guys, we're starting in like 5 minutes. We're just playing some beats. I'm eating an egg sandwich or an egg burrito. I'll play you guys beats from like 7 years ago. Do you want to hear beats from... I'll play you some 2015 beats. Here we go. 2015 Illmind beats. Here we go. Don't clown me too much. Oh my God. Okay. I haven't heard these in a while. ...2015 beats. Long ass pre-hook. Yo, guys, we about to start pretty soon. I'm just playing Russian Cream beats. You just reminded me about these beats. Man, we just picked a random 2015 folders. I just been playing throwbacks from 2015. I haven't heard these in a while. Not too many people have heard these, so exclusive. Anyway, let's play a few more and then we'll start the Q&A. Let's go. People don't know how to rap on this shit anymore. That's the sad part. Okay, that was on the Dreamville compilation. Anyway, let's go. I could do this all day, but let's get to chatting a little bit, shall we? Any opportunity to celebrate, it's always diamonds up. What up? What up? Freestyle from the top of the head. Babbitt OTB in this top of the bed. We got Kobe is art. We got the freestyle. I can't freestyle. Yo, live on YouTube. We got no screwed. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely, J Keys, that definitely was a 30-minute sandwich. Yo. Yo. I just had a sandwich with 2 eggs, no ham. I'm vegan. I'm kidding. I ain't vegan. I like burgers and fries sometimes. I freestyle from the top of the head, but I can't rhyme. I got a latte with that oat milk. You motherfucking know that I am no joke. Got freestyle on my 2015 beats. I made this shit 7 years ago. About to talk to y'all and then go. Take a nap. Come back. Yeah. Yeah. Bufo on the beat said, "Ill, you know the difference between chopped cheese and cheesesteak." Of course. You get a cheesesteak from Philly, but if you want a chopped cheese, you got to come to Brooklyn. You know what I mean? You got to come to Brooklyn. Anyway, I missed you guys. We're back at it. We're here. Ooh, here's another weird one. Oh, man. My chair was squeaking and all. Anyway, welcome back. J Keys, I don't know what that movie is, man. I don't know what that's called, man. But it's something I should never do ever again. Welcome back. It's Tuesday. I missed you guys yesterday. I really wanted to try to stream yesterday, but I couldn't. Had some things going on. Working on some stuff, finishing some projects that we are in the midst. Is it midst or midst of? But I'm really happy to be back, man. I really just want to chill today and talk to you guys and answer some questions. So first thing I want every single one of you to do in here is hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon. Let's just let YouTube know. We got to play the algorithm game. So just let YouTube know that you enjoy this content. I want to continue to do this with you guys for a long time. Like, I can't like not take my own advice, you know? And so, you know, I tell you guys a lot, you know, consistency and, you know, really just incorporating things that you find joy in doing. And I genuinely enjoy this, guys. Like, I like hanging out, you know, no stress, no pressure, just having a conversation. I'm not here to get a million views. I'm not here to be a YouTuber. I'm not here to, like, you know, blow up this channel. I'm here to use my platform for people that want to participate, you know, and my mission here is not for views or any of that stuff. It's to create a database of information and conversation that someone can hopefully benefit from in the future. And that's really it. And it feels good to do it. It's fun. And I love it. So I want to continue doing this with you guys, but you know, this isn't a platform that I built. It's YouTube. So let's play the algorithm game a little bit. So any of you guys that like, subscribe, leave comments, like, you know, I appreciate you so much. It'll just get the algorithm going and get people to check it out. So yeah, man, I really love doing this stuff with you guys. I want to continue to just, you know, do the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday streams in the morning. And I like to start my day off like this with you guys. So shout to everyone who is a monthly VIP member. Shout out to everyone who has my new plugin Haven. I hope you're enjoying it. I really do. Hold on. We're still on the 2015 batch. I haven't heard these in a while. Yeah. Top of the head. I got this top of the bed. I go to the store, I get the chopped cheese. Motherfucker know I got that cheese. My backpack full of cheese, no rat, no goat. It's a no-go. Montana, sleepy. Fontana, weepy. 9-7. I'm in heaven. YouTube algorithm, let's get it. All right, come on, let's start doing some Q&A. So if you're in here right now, you are free to ask me a question, any and all questions possible, and we could get some conversation going. I want to get to as many questions as I can in the allotted time possible. So shout to everyone who is subscribed, who liked the channel. All of you guys that have watched my previous videos, if you haven't already, go watch them. I started to make like really, really cheesy thumbnails for each of my videos, if you haven't seen, where I'm pulling from movie scenes, from movies that I like. It's a lot of fun. I make them on my phone and they're super stupid and simple. And I'm using them as my thumbnails because fuck it, why not? Shout to all of you guys who have Haven, the VST. It's part of my new company called Enrich Audio. So hit the link. There might be a link down below, but if not, if you don't have that plugin, you're sleeping. Treat yourself to that plugin. I'm really, really thankful from all the feedback. You guys are really, really loving it, and I have a lot more in store. So go get the Haven VST. There's more to come. Go ahead and ask questions so we can talk about stuff. Jay Key says, you ever thought about becoming a rapper at some point in your career? I feel like every producer has. I actually have, dude. In high school, when I was in high school, I was rapping. A lot of people don't know this about me, but when I started making my own beats and when I started to actually like my beats, I was rapping to my beats. And there's literally probably only like 2 people in the entire world that has ever heard that. Like, I have a CD of like songs of me rapping. And there's literally like 2 people on earth that have heard that CD, like my brother and then like one of my friends back then. And they were terrible, but like I had a lot of fun, and I was like, you know, rapping in the booth and recording myself. I was using acid, the DAW acid, not the drug, not the drug, acid. The you remember, you guys, some of you might be too young to know what acid is, but I couldn't afford anything, so I used to just track my vocals in acid. And it was fun and stupid, and you know, it's the type of shit you do when you're in high school. You just like experiment. So to answer your question, I did mess around a little bit with the raps, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Rolly, my boy, appreciate you, bro. Oh, I can't play that beat. Fuck. Okay, I'll play the next one. Okay. So Rolly said, Illmind, can you talk about your sound selection process? So my process is actually pretty straightforward. Like I enjoy creating music on the fly. Like I really love being in the moment. I really love trying to make musical decisions based off of my subconscious. So I'm a believer that, you know, 80% of the music making process is done from your subconscious mind, and 20% of the music making process is done with your conscious mind. So the subconscious mind, well, we'll start with the conscious mind. So when you're making music, or at least when I'm making music, 20% of my brain exists on the conscious level. So I'm conscious that I'm, you know, touching keys. I'm conscious that I'm using a particular DAW, or I'm turning a specific knob. So my conscious function is operating in the, I'm going to get a little deep a little bit. My 20% conscious function is functioning on a physical realm, on a physical level, which is like touching keys, opening DAWs, you know, turning knobs, all that stuff. Now, the other 80% of the process is being calculated in my subconscious mind. And so the feel, oh, that sounds cool, or let's use this sound, or oh, that little weird chord that I did sounds cool, let me try doing that. And then I use my subconscious mind to commit to certain ideas. So a lot of the process for me is tapping into like a deeper subconscious level to make decisions. And, you know, I learned that about myself, and I'm almost positive that most of you guys are doing the same thing, is when you're making music, you almost have to become lost, right? And so to go back to your question, when I'm choosing sounds, I'm not like choosing them on a conscious level. My subconscious mind is choosing the sounds. So when something feels good, or something, you know, starts giving me goosebumps, and I'm like, ooh, there's something interesting about that. Let me keep plugging away at whatever idea that is. And then I commit to it. And you know, if you guys have watched my beat making or sample loop making process in the past, I commit very early. If something feels good, I trust it. And I have faith that whatever that initial idea I have in that moment, I have faith that we can grow and evolve that creation into something really great. And so I commit early. I'm not really tinkering around too much with knobs and dials and switch this. Let me try this. Of course, I'm trying a bunch of things, but as soon as something feels like it's hitting my soul, aka my subconscious, I make that choice. I decide on it, I commit to it, I print it, I duplicate it, whatever you want to call it, but I grab it. I grab it and I hold on to it. And that's how you, in my opinion, that's a really great way to tap into your musical energy and your musical greatness. And I feel like we all have it in us. Some of us have different skill levels of how we could tap into that. And you know, a lot of times you can tell when you hear someone's beat, you can tell that they got lost in that beat. And then other songs or beats you hear, you can tell that it was very much, you know, 60% conscious mind and 40% subconscious, where they just were extremely meticulous about every little detail to the point where you lost the magic and you lost the soul. You know, it's become too calculated. And so it's a constant dance that we do. But my belief is that it's 20% conscious mind and 80% subconscious mind. So that's kind of how I do it. Simon Finnick said, "Why are 9 of 10 beats from me trash and only 1 is good? Honestly, I produce, but only got 1 of 10. Well, first of all, Simon, that's just your personal opinion, right? Music is so subjective that if something is trash to you, out of all 7.5 billion people on Earth, there's probably at least one person that exists that thinks it's good. I don't even want to say good. There's someone out there that resonates with whatever vibration you created. Because, you know, all art and all music is an expression of something, you know? And so it's all art is extremely subjective. And think about this. I'm going to get deep for a second. I'm going to kind of like fuck with you guys' thinking a little bit, but feel me on this. Opinions aren't real. Now think about that statement for a second. An opinion only exists to the person making the opinion and to the people that hear and observe the opinion. And that opinion only exists within that realm, within that circle, within that bubble of people, and within that moment. Once that opinion has been said, and you account for all the people that heard that opinion, then it no longer exists, because then it becomes the past. All right? So opinions are very quick. They're very fleeting moments. And you can have a series of opinions, right? A group of 5 people might think something is bad, a group of 1, whatever. But at the end of the day, an opinion doesn't really exist. It only exists for a moment, and it only exists within the confines of the people in that conversation and the people involved in that opinion. We'll call it a conversation because that's easier to process. So there's a real, true liberating power to knowing that, because it's almost like when you think about, if a tree falls in the forest, did the tree really fall? If a tree falls in the forest and no one was there to observe it, did it really fall? Right? And there's a lot of studies on this stuff and theories. I can't remember all of the terminology behind all of this stuff, but these are phenomenons of human reality that have been studied and nurtured and theorized and factualized for many, many, many decades. So I'm not saying anything new to you guys. This is just information that I've acquired that I sort of store in the back of my mind as like ammunition for my decision making. So, you know, when we're making music, the music only exists to the people that hear it, right? There's thousands of beats on my hard drive that literally no one has heard. Not even your friend, your significant other, your parents, whatever. Like, you are the one human being that heard and that beat because you created it. And so it begs the question, does that beat exist? You can't, it's not tangible. It's not physical, so you can't touch it. It's on a hard drive, but you can't see it. And so does it exist? Right? And so it's very fascinating and interesting to approach certain things with this philosophy, because it's like, if we're all musicians and we're making music, that's one thing. But to be mindful of asking ourselves the question of how do we go from making music to then that music existing on earth or existing in this physical realm is a whole nother thing, right? So I want to go back to your original question, Simon. Why are 9 out of 10 beats for me trash? That's literally, Simon, only you telling yourself that 9 out of 10 beats are trash. That's your own personal opinion that you're making on your own music. And so if you're the only person that heard them and 0 other people have heard them to even make that type of conclusion or opinion on your beats, then what you're saying is untrue. It's just not true. Truths become truths through other human beings. You know, human beings give something a value, right? Everything is technically not valuable. Like, when you think in terms of value, I'm talking like physical goods, right? Like, think about gold, right? Gold is not valuable. Human beings made it valuable. Gold is a mineral. From a physical perspective, gold is in the same category as fucking a random rock that you find in terms of, you know, but then there's the argument of scarcity or whatever, but that's a human thing. You know, we as human beings gave gold a value, right? If we chose copper and, you know, as a species, we decided, you know, copper is worth more than gold, then copper would be gold, right? And so human beings give something. Human beings are responsible for manifesting things into existence. Music wouldn't exist if there weren't any observers. Music wouldn't exist if no one listened to it. So it's just an interesting. We'll move on from here, but I just think it's a extremely interesting concept. It's an interesting philosophy. I think it's extremely empowering, in my opinion, to know how subjective the music we make is, and to know that we're not here to make music to impress every single human being. That's not how life works, right? It's goes against every single mathematical fact and mathematical equation and goes against every single theory of why we even exist in the first place, which means that it's 1,000,000% impossible. So I hope I didn't get too nuts there. Okay. Rolly, my VIP. Rolly said, what do you think would help a producer get great placements? Okay, let's play a beat. Okay, what do you think would help a producer get great placements? So, I'll say this. Let me stop the music for a second. This is an important one. What do you think would help a producer get great placements? Intention. Intention. I think that the number one reason why it's so difficult for producers to get placements is because there is a lack of intention. Now, feel me on this, okay? I'm going to go left field here, but it's left field because if it was right field or center field, then everyone would be getting placements. But there is a specific reason why placements are so hard for people and is always going to be the $1,000,000 question for all music producers and creators. There's a lack of intention. Intention will literally and physically rewire your brain. And when I say your brain, I'm talking about your subconscious, right? And I know today we're talking a lot about subconscious thinking. But intention will physically rewire your subconscious mind and will train your mind to make the right decisions in the physical world that will dramatically increase your chances of getting placements. Every, the brain, our minds are consistently problem solving. That's all our minds are doing, right? Our senses and the way we perceive the world are all constructs of our mind, right? I want you to take me seriously for a second, like feel me on this for a sec, okay? Everything from music to the way we observe colors to physical goods, this table, looking at this screen, our phones, the food we eat. These are all consumed and observed via our senses, right? Sight, smell, taste, feel, touch, hearing, etc. And we're limited to those senses. Now, because the brain is consistently problem solving, okay, this is a computer. Look here. Ooh, my keyboard is over there. I mean, it's the brain is processing trillions of nanobytes or whatever you want to call them of information every second of the day. Consistently problem solving. Problem solve this, problem solve that. This is how you walk. This is how you do this, blah, blah. So because our brains are consistently problem solving, human beings, all of us here, you guys, every single one of you guys watching right now, we are not able to not only survive, but we're not able to make any decisions in this physical world without our brain thinking about it first and deciding to do it. So the brain has to know and problem solve and figure out how to complete a task. And it can be any task you want. It can be, how do I play piano? It can be, how do I go get myself a cup of water? It can be, how do I drive a car? It can be, how do I use FL Studio? And we've been doing this since we were born, right? When you're a baby, I mean, I have a 17-month daughter. She just learned how to walk like a few months ago, right? So since being a newborn, an infant, the human brain is consistently learning things, and it's got to learn and create new pathways and neurons in the brain to be able to complete a task. And so what I say a couple seconds ago, it can be any task. So the task that we are challenged with as music producers is, how do we get placements? Which we can also call, how do we work with more artists? Well, if your brain doesn't know how to do that, or doesn't have a clear vision of what that even looks like, or feels like, what that even feels like, then there's no way that your physical body will be able to make the proper decisions to get you closer to getting placements. And so this is a big part of it. You have to create that vision in your mind. But here's the caveat. It's not even a vision only that you create in your mind. And when I say create it in your mind, that means you're physically manifesting it in your mind, and your brain is creating a new pathway, physical pathway, like an actual cell is being created in your brain to create that new vision in your mind. One of the biggest hacks to making something into a reality is to focus on the feeling, the heart, right? And there's hundreds of books. This is thousands and thousands of year-old philosophies. You can look this up in any religion. You have the mind, you have the heart, right? And you also have the gut too, which is our second brain, our stomach. That's a whole nother conversation. But moving with intention, coming from your heart, and focusing on feeling will create new pathways in your subconscious mind, which will give the mind a vision and a game plan, so to speak, of what you should do to get to that reality. to get those placements. And so how do you focus on the feeling? Well, I'll give you an example. Rolly, name an artist that you really want to get a placement with. Since you asked the question, Rolly, in the chat room, name an artist. It's a little delayed, but name an artist, just one artist that you really want to get a placement with. Yeah. Okay. So, Rolly, you really want to get a placement with Drake. So, this is bigger than just like think about working with Drake. I want you to imagine yourself in the room with Drake at a studio, right? You can close your eyes if you want. Imagine yourself in the studio with Drake. Imagine looking at Drake album and credits, producer credits in Spotify. And I want you to imagine your name in those credits. Produced by Rolly. Or produced by whatever your government name is. Whatever your producer name is. Produced by Rolly. In the Spotify credits. I want you to imagine that. And how does that make you feel? Right? And I want you to hold on to that feeling. I want you to embrace that feeling. And I'm assuming that feeling is a feeling of joy. It's a feeling of excitement. It's a feeling of belonging. It's a feeling of, man, that feels good. I feel proud of that. I feel extreme gratitude for that. Feel everything's feeling, right? So imagine your name in the credits. Imagine you having a conversation with Drake at a studio. Just a random conversation. Imagine whatever you want to imagine. Create that story in your mind. Okay? And visualize it. Like put yourself in that room. And when you're in that room, those little butterflies you get, keep those butterflies going. And manifest those butterflies and embrace those butterflies that you get when you think about that. Okay? That is literally how you manifest, or the beginning stages of how anyone can manifest anything in their life. And if you do it once and then you forget about it, it's not going to happen. But if you train yourself to do this often, maybe you do it before you sleep. Maybe you do it when you wake up and have a cup of coffee. Maybe you do it while you're driving. Maybe you do it in between making beats. Maybe you do it when you're just, instead of watching TV, maybe you decide to put on a pair of headphones and listen to classical music and start letting your brain think about all these great things that you want to manifest and that you want to feel. You do it often, right? 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day. And you do that for months. You do that for days, weeks, months. You're literally opening your brain up and you're training your mind to make better decisions and to make those decisions in the real world to get you closer to those manifestations. And here's the important thing. You never want to think about what you want. You want to think from the perspective of, I already have it. I already have. And the best way to think from the perspective of I already have is to be grateful. If you're grateful for what you already have, then you open up your mind and you open up the universe to blessing you more. Because you're in a state of abundance. You're in a state of, I love where I am. I'm insanely thankful for what I have. Like, and you're not just saying it, you actually feel it, right? Again, I'm talking about your heart. Everything has to come from your heart, right? All of the feeling stuff has to come from your heart. So if you're telling yourself that and you're feeling it, you're in good shape. Be thankful for what you have. Let your brain think big and think about, imagine yourself in situations that you want to be in, that feel good, that feel abundant. And repeat that process over and over and over and over again. And as long as those thoughts are making you feel good, as long as those thoughts are giving you butterflies, keep doing it. And here's the beautiful part. Your mind can go anywhere. You can use your imagination for literally whatever you want. Obviously, you want to keep it cordial and not hurt anyone or put anyone in danger, but intention. So yeah, going back to intention, make decisions based off of intention, but it comes from your soul, it comes from your emotion, and it comes from what feels good. But the most important thing that I want you guys to remember is when you think about something, don't focus on the thinking part, focus on the feeling part. Focus on the feel. Because the feel is your pathway to your subconscious. Because if you think from the top of your head, you're in your conscious mind, and you can't manifest from your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is kind of like, there's a very important function, but it's very limited in power, right? It's got some fancy hardware, but it doesn't really have any superpowers. It's almost like, and this is no knock, because I love Batman, but your conscious mind is like Batman. It's a regular ass human being with a bunch of fancy hardware. Good dude, good person. But Batman is your subconscious mind, or is your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind, your heart, your feeling, that's Superman. And this is not like one's better than the other, but Superman has extraordinary power, extraordinary ability without the fancy stuff. And yeah, J Keys, this was a huge diss to Batman. I love Batman. But the reality is that is the reality. And so a lot of us were trained to function from our conscious mind, and it's just not working. It's not working. It's too practical. It's too by the book, right? Everyone wants 10 steps to do this. Follow these steps and you could make this amount of money. Conscious. It's all conscious level thinking. Conscious mind. And the fascinating thing is that most people know this. A lot of people, successful people, say this, yet people are still functioning from their conscious mind. And it's fascinating. there's a reason why a large group of people, successful people, people that have manifested all this stuff, have been talking about this stuff for decades. And with the age of the internet, now we have this information, and now we can apply this to our own lives. Yet people still don't. And I think that most people don't because they don't know how. This is just my opinion. I think most people don't know how to tap into their true manifestation and to open up the third eye, right? I don't want to go too deep into that rabbit hole, the pineal gland and third eye, waking up your third eye. You guys can look that up, but it's true. And this type of stuff has been purposefully been not public information. And so it's up to you to give it a try, because functioning from the conscious mind only obviously doesn't work. Obviously it doesn't work. So why keep doing the thing that doesn't work? Try the other method, which, by the way, is the method that hundreds and thousands of people are using. And I feel as though I just told you guys a simple way to start that process. And so I want you guys to try this. Set aside 5 to 15 minutes every day. You could do it in the morning when you drink coffee. You can do it right before you go to bed. In fact, they say that it's good to do these manifestations right before you go to sleep. So that moment that you get into bed, lights are closed, lights are off, and you close your eyes. Once you close your eyes, those moments before you go to bed and you fall asleep, you can try doing your manifestations then. In fact, they say that it's good to do it right before you go to sleep because you're entering a dream state and you're entering REM sleep, REM sleep. And there's a clearer pathway to your subconscious programming when you tap in during those hours. So you guys can totally try it right before you go to bed. No one has to know, okay? This is something that you can do that you only know you're doing, so you don't have to feel ashamed. Okay, you shouldn't feel ashamed of this. That's silly. So take 5 to 15 minutes every day, and I want you to think, really, really take the time to think about and envision situations that you want to be in. Envision scenarios that you want to be in. And then when you envision them, you become mindful of how it makes you feel, and then say, ooh, that felt good, or ooh, that makes me happy, or ooh, I want to do that. And then you hold on to that and you embrace that and you become thankful. And you don't say, I want this. You say, I already have this. Right? You're almost like a little arrogant, a little cocky with it. Like, shit. Studio with Drake, or studio with this person, or, you're driving a Lambo. Crazy. Shit is butter right now. That's good. If that makes you feel good and you want that Lambo, you gotta know what it feels like to drive one. You gotta know what it feels like to wake up and go to your garage and open that fucking garage with your remote or your voice automated remote. Open my fucking garage, Alexa. Your fucking 10-car garage opens and you see your lime green Lambo. Whatever car you want. You see it and you feel. How does that make you feel? You embrace that feeling. Walk over to your fucking car. Walk in. There's no keys. You don't put keys in luxury cars. You step in, the shit turns on automatically. Boom. And you pull the fuck out in your Lambo. I'm about to go get a cup of coffee. And what does that scene look like? What does it feel it? What does the house look like? What does the garage look like? What does the car look like? What does that leather feel like when you sit on that leather? Where are you going? What does the street look like? Are there trees? Is the sun out? Who are your neighbors? Are there big lots? Is there a private gate? Do you have a doorman? Okay? Detail. Get vivid. Get vivid with this shit. And then, yeah, Sleep in Montana, own it. Own it like it's already yours. Own this shit like it's already yours, bro. And then that feeling you get, embrace that shit. Damn, this shit feels good. This feels fucking abundant. I'm proud of myself. I did this shit. And I did it because I love this shit. And that if you do that every day, that's gonna feel good. You do that every day, it's gonna lift your mood and all that stuff. So that's just a bonus. So you do this shit before you go to bed, or do it in the morning, or do it right now, or do it in the afternoon, whenever you want to do it. But literally schedule it, put it in your fucking calendar, and start manifesting. And start thinking of these vivid scenarios that make you excited. And you do this repetitively. Those same visions over and over and over. Your brain is going to rewire itself to get you motivated and to get your physical body to get out there and figure out a way, and to talk to the right people, and to go to the right places, and to make the right insane decisions to get you closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to an actual physical manifestation of those visions. And the physical manifestation of those visions are not going to be exactly the same, but guess what? The physical manifestation of those visions are going to give you the same exact feeling. That's why the feeling is important, because without the feeling, there is no vision. Without the feeling, it's just a thought. It's a fleeting thought that means nothing. Right? The subconscious mind needs the feeling in order for it to understand what you need to do in the physical world. To go get that Lambo, or to go get this thing, or to accomplish this, or to meet this person. And so that's how you do it. I want you guys to practice that. Forget all this stupid shit all these other people are telling you. Forget all that stuff. For now, at least. Or you can keep fiddling around with the, do top 10 fucking tips, get placement, post your shit here. Like, you could do that. Keep doing it. But do this too. Do it too. Vivid thoughts. Think big. Feel it. Don't hurt anyone. Don't think of anything malicious. And then, you might need to go to therapy maybe, to fix some of those. I mean, we all have demons, but that's not what this is. This is tapping into a higher vibration of yourself. And the key is the feeling. And that's what I want to take away from this conversation is the key to this is feeling. Because there's a lot of people that watch The Secret and they're like, oh, I have these, I think about all this stuff and nothing happens. It's like, well, you've convinced yourself that it doesn't work and nothing happens. So it doesn't work for you. And you're not focusing on the feeling of how this stuff makes you feel. So chase the feeling and own the feeling and believe that the feeling is there and feel that feeling like it's already there, because it is. Right? The physical, the mind is reality. It's just the physical world just needs to catch up. The physical world is just delayed because of time. right? Time is a constraint in this dimension. We're in the third dimension. Time's a constraint in the third dimension. So the universe it's already done. It's already done. It's just the physical realm of time on Earth is just catching up to the inevitable. And you can customize that however you want with your feeling and with your mind. Got it? Yeah. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. You guys are the shit. Our next stream is tomorrow. Make sure you like my channel. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell icon. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just morning, shoot the shit, drink coffee, have some conversations, do some Q&A. I'm hoping that these videos and these conversations help the people that watch them. So if you enjoy this shit, do the YouTube stuff. You know, I'm not here trying to be a YouTuber. I'm a music producer who loves doing cool shit, and I like talking to you guys. That's all it is. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell icon. I appreciate you guys so much. I gotta go get some work done. But tomorrow we do the same thing, 10 a.m. Eastern. Come with your questions, Q&A. But I want every single one of you guys that are watching this to start your manifestations and just practice this, guys. I know it's a little weird, and I know it's something you've never done before, but I want you to try it, if anything, to start feeling good. And this is an experiment. I want to see how positively impactful this is for you guys. So take 10 minutes, do it before you go to bed, when your day is over. Okay, there's no excuse at that point. There's no excuses. Like, you're not busy before bed. That moment that you climb into bed and the lights are off and you close your eyes, there's no excuses at that point. Let your mind fucking wander. Your mind is your playground, guys. Your mind is your fucking playground. You already have whatever you want to think about. You have it. Your subconscious has it. Hold on to that feeling so that you can let the universe know this is what you have, what you want, and you're looking forward to the universe delivering on your vision. Look forward to it. Look forward to that vision getting closer and closer and closer to you. Do that for 10 minutes before you go to bed. You're going to wake up refreshed. You're going to have an amazing sleep. You're going to wake up refreshed. And guess what? When you wake up, you're going to think about it even more for the first 10 minutes of your day. And you do that for 7 days. You do it for 30 days. You do it for 60, 90 days. You'll be surprised. A couple months in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 12 months in, maybe even 2 years in. But after some time, whoa, I'm starting to see some signs here. Some things are becoming true. Give it a try. I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 10 a.m. Any opportunity to celebrate, it's always diamonds up.